Well, good sunny morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, I actually slept till 4:30 this morning. Charles let me sleep.
I slept longer than 4:30, I promise you that.
Yeah, I promise you that too. But it is a sunny morning. It is a beautiful morning.
It is gorgeous.
It is.
We had a little rain this morning, or overnight sometime.
Yeah, I was up and
Wasn't expecting that.
it wasn't, the sun wasn't up yet, and I come out here and it was like whipping the winds, and I'm like, really? We weren't supposed to have any rain. So I pull up the radar, and sure enough, there was a big storm, and oh, the wind whipped and the wind whipped, but very little rain. Very little rain. It was kind of cool. No lightning or thunder or anything.
I guess it was a good thing I put my chainsaw away, but my weed whipper's sitting over there. Oh, well.
Yeah.
Wash the dust off it, I guess.
Yeah, but while I was up, oh, yeah, I got some sourdough.
They seized the wrapper, but
Well,
just know there's
they
yummy
do.
goodness in there.
There is. And I brought him out here to rise. I don't know if you can say it. It's a heavy dish. But with the air on in the house, it's kind of chilly. So I brought him out here to set him in the sun. I don't know if it'll work or not, but they seem to be growing a little bit. But I still have breakfast left over from yesterday because I made a huge double, triple batch of the zucchini scramble that I make for breakfast. So we'll have those in burritos this morning, and easy day for me. Well, I mean, given the sourdough cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
You
But
awake?
that's only one thing. I'm working on it. I mean, I got a shower in, second cup of coffee. I'm getting there.
Rise and shine, my handsome man.
She's too hot to handle, y'all.
Yeah, but today we have a special project that we're going to work on. It's not the YouTube studio, so stay tuned for that out on the main channel. I think that'll be our video for tomorrow if we can get her done. Because we'll have to, well, I don't know what time we'll finish, but we got some plans for tonight too.
Yeah, some good weekend plans. Gonna go watch some truck and tractor pulls tonight. That's exciting because it's been a hot minute since.
As
I think the last time we went to a truck or tractor pull was like when we just started.
probably.
Not even officially dating, I don't think.
No, we were.
Where are we? Okay.
Oh yeah,
I don't know. It was a long time ago, y'all.
I remember it plain as day. But it has been a while. So we're gonna do that tonight. I believe Jenna Bug's gonna join us on that venture, as well as Ryan and Jess.
Yeah. And we didn't even know about it, even though it's at the county fairgrounds, but Jenna was all about it, so she come home from work yesterday morning and was like, hey, did you know? And I was like, no, I didn't know anything about that. What do you mean? I was like, well, guess I know what we're doing Friday night.
And she grew up going to them. In Ohio, it's a big thing, and the circuit runs different towns every weekend. So for, I don't know, it's like maybe 6 weeks or so. I couldn't tell you for sure. You can just keep going to all these different areas and watching the pulls, and it's just good fun. It's just good, clean fun. Well, okay, I can't say it's clean because you get dust and everything else, but we're excited about it. We're gonna hit that up tonight. And then tomorrow we have a date day too.
Yeah.
Date night.
Yeah, gonna go with Ryan and Jess, and think we're gonna go find a nice place for some dinner, and then we're going to fling some axes, y'all.
Yeah. I've never flung axes, but I think I'd be good at it. I mean, y'all did see how many times I dunked my husband in the dunk tank at on David's Live.
Yeah.
Kind of got a good arm. So we'll see if I can reign true with the hatchet. He's seen me play cornhole. He's seen me throw him down in the dunk tank. We'll see if I still got it or not.
You act like you don't. Just show up, I don't know what I'm doing, and then waxes everybody.
I don't know. I guess we'll wait and see. I can
Yeah.
totally epic fail it. I mean, I did fall yesterday, so I'm feeling it in my shoulder and this whole side from the fall. Of course, we didn't have the cameras rolling, so I didn't get that drifter.
Yeah, we didn't film yesterday just because it was one of those
miserably hot days.
Yeah, it was horribly hot, and we knew the camera was just gonna like shut down because we're, you know, Jackson and I worked on getting some block down.
You'll see why in the next video.
Which has got us excited to get the rest of that foundation down. But I'm even feeling that in my back, the whole pulling, twisting, loading and unloading. But it was good to get that done. But yeah, we weren't about trying to film just...
And they were working on that when I fell.
Yeah.
It must have been a loud fall too, because I was clear on the other side. And
well, it was your noises that I was like, that doesn't sound normal. Like, and I look over and Jenna's standing and I don't see my wife. So that means she's on the ground somewhere. I'm like, oh my Lanta.
It was a hard roly-poly fall too. Oh
Yeah.
goodness. Yeah.
And our trick of putting the netting around the garden is so far, they've not get into the plants. They're just out picking the bugs. But we did that to keep
the
chickens out of the garden area so we can let them free range, which super exciting. I mean, we've been wanting for the last year and a half of us being here to let them free range.
And they're loving it.
And yeah, they're out exploring. Some of them still are a little nervous of coming out of the pen area, but they're getting out. I mean, they're coming clear down here around the house and, you know, just scratching and getting into everything. But
all 4 of them were in the Harbor Freight shed yesterday though.
Yeah.
Jackson had to go shoo them all out.
And which they're gonna get into things, and we knew that. The idea was to keep them so they're not up there like pecking tomatoes off the vine and going after the zucchinis and stuff like that. And so far it looks like they're not doing that. But
I put the randoms in there.
Yeah, I put the netting up, but it's not electrified, y'all. I need to do, well, probably a phone call and or a little bit of online research to find out a couple things about how I can wire that in. I mean, I know the standard way, but I'm not setting it up in a standard way, so I need to look at the non-traditional way of doing it.
And they're just fitting right through it. So.
Yeah, and they go right through it, which that was something that Eric, when he had him trying to keep his chickens in with it, was an issue because the fencer he had wasn't hot enough. So they just walk right through it, like literally, like it doesn't even exist. I'm like, how do they... I kind of thought, oh, those holes are small enough down there. They're not gonna...
Nope.
No, they go right through it.
Yeah.
But that's part of it. I mean, we've been keeping an eye on them. I think we're going to keep them locked in a little longer today because we did notice, of course, chickens. Anytime you change anything with them, it's going to slow or delay their laying process. And the one thing that we don't want happening is for them to start finding random spots to lay eggs, and then we are on a daily Easter egg hunt because, well, that's not fun.
No.
So I think we're going to switch to just letting them out in the afternoons because they're always laying in the morning. And then hopefully that will get them. But then there's what, 3, 4?
We have 4 broody hens right now. So my thoughts this morning when we go out to do chores is I'm going to go ahead and let the ISA chicks out of the Mini Cooper, shoo them out, get them out, and then because they're not laying yet anyway, so I don't have to worry about them, you know, they're not gonna lay. And once I get them out, I'm gonna close up the Mini Cooper and we're gonna move those 4 broody hens to the run of the Mini Cooper so they can't roost and they can't stay broody, and hopefully a couple days of that it'll break their broody and we'll be able to, you know, put them back with the flock and they'll start laying again, because right now that's 4 hens that aren't laying.
And I mean, they are trying to sit on eggs. We're having to move them off every day, but yeah, chicken math, y'all, we don't need them to lay and hatch more eggs right now. Like that's no,
not right now.
We've got enough. And so, you know, I mean, last year, okay, it was exciting that we had the one hen that went broody and she did hatch, and I think it's her offspring are the ones that are going broody now, because they're the few that we have left that have the Freedom Ranger.
or the Rhode Island Reds, because the that's why I wanted some Rhode Island Reds, is because they do go broody. I wanted to do it on my time, not on their schedule. So the 4 that we have that are capable of going broody are broody. So definitely want to break that, get them back to laying. And so, you know, tonight when it's time to go to bed, we'll put them back into the coop, and hopefully we'll be able to break that. I don't know. Guess we'll see. But it's going to be a busy weekend. We've got lots of plans. We have lots of ideas of things we want to get done. So,
all right, I'm already sweating through this shirt.
It's hot. Hence, you know, I've got the hat on. I got a headband on because I still have garlic to harvest, and that was part of my problem yesterday, was just the sweat just rolling into my eyeballs.
And it's getting that time of year, y'all, and we know that, and I guess it's more probably on me at this point of getting up before the sun, getting our breakfast routine done, and getting our work in up until, you know, 10, 11 o'clock, and then it's going to be hide out inside, because and we're seeing it, it's everywhere, you know, but running these 90 plus temperatures with the humidity, it's not healthy. I mean, and we're pounding water and tea, and
yeah, we're going through, like, what is that's a 2-gallon pitcher, I think, of iced tea almost daily. I'm brewing tea, and when it's not tea, it's water. I actually made this last batch as uncaffeinated, or, you know, as decaf.
Why would you do such a thing?
Because I was given these tea bags, and we don't need all that caffeine throughout the day when we're just trying to hydrate, because caffeine is a natural diuretic.
That sounds like blasphemy to me.
It's just till we use them up. Ain't no sense in wasting a good old tea bag. It was free. It was given to me.
I don't like it.
Waste not, want not.
Okay.
Yeah.
We better drink that fast. We need to get that out of here.
I did make it as sun tea, though.
Uncaffeinated?
I shouldn't have told him. He never would have known the difference.
No. That's like un-American.
Yeah. I like I said, it was given to me. And at the rate we're drinking it, you know, it's free.
It is what it is. But, yeah,
I
so
just ruined his day.
I don't even know what to do with that. But it is, I mean, whatever that rain we had, today is turning into a beautiful morning, and, you know, you just work from shade spot to shade spot.
Which we do plan on doing. The project we're going to work on today requires us going through some of the sawmill cutoffs, and so we'll load those onto the side-by-side. We'll bring them down here by the YouTube studio build, where it's nice and covered, so that we have the best, well, one, it's going to give us a level surface to work on, and 2, it's going to give us more of a shady spot so that we're not roasting in the sun. Because last night on the live, everyone was commenting how red I looked. I must be my skin tone and the lighting, I don't know. I'm not as red as what I appeared, but I am dark, and I don't know if that just somehow comes across as red, but I definitely don't need to be more red.
Well, I think it's because the areas that you're tan, but if it's a spot that's not getting sun, you are like white as a ghost. So
yeah,
I call her my little Neapolitan. Just because it's so hilarious.
It is quite funny
to see the transition of colors of, you know, what's covered during the day, what's not covered during the day, and oh yeah, there they go, y'all.
Yeah.
Every day. And I even gave them some extra branches yesterday, and they just, I don't know. We've got another section of netting that I will have to run hot wire to that one for sure, that we can start letting them kind of venture out. I would love to just let them, you know, thinking that, hey, they know where food is. Like, if we rattle that feed can over there, they would come running back to the pen, and we would just let them loose and let them have a heyday. But
we're not sure if...
Well, the other part that I have is, one, we can't guarantee that. I'm pretty sure that they would, come back in because they know that that's their shelter. They know that that's where food is. And if we let them out, then they're going to be eating, but they're like, oh, wait a minute, you know, I'm full on all these trees and shrubs and everything else.
Let's go for a walk.
Yeah. But the issue that we'd have right now is I would for sure have to hotwire the garden because they will have that decimated in all of about an hour. And we don't need that. I mean, there's plenty of forest and there's plenty of stuff that they can go eat while they're in the shade, but you know, it's easier, right? If they just go in and eat, oh, that nice stuff that they have growing over there. Let's just, and yeah, we don't need that. So I'm really tempted, we've talked about it, to doing a permanent fence around the garden area, but we're not. Yeah, like it still is probably going to get moved some, and until we get all the block foundation down, and we've pretty much designated that area will all be garden. So I want to be able to get the block down. I want to be able to do, you know, pull any of the big stumps, kind of just grade it smooth. It won't be flat, like it's going to downslope, which is fine, but if it's at least a flat surface so that she's not, you know, tripping over thin air or little stumps or grass blades. It's never just
thin air. It's always a little obstacle.
Yeah.
But I have a, going back, because my brain started working when you were talking about the goats. I wonder if we could train them, because I have the other dinner bell that Emily sent me that we were going to put on either the nugget or the cabin. I wonder if we hang that by the goat shed, and every time before we feed them, we ring the bell. That way we condition them that they get food, because goats are very, very routine. So I wonder if we start training them with the dinner bell, they know they get fed. That way, if we do decide to let them go and run, all I have to do is ring the bell.
I'm not saying it wouldn't work, and it sounds like a great idea, but with what we have going on right now, I don't see that being a feasible task.
It could be.
I don't know. It's, yeah. Who wants to buy some goats?
Yeah. I sometimes wonder if we shouldn't have just gone the way of hogs first, because I'm familiar. I've raised hogs, so I really want the dairy though, because again, last night we had to go to make a Walmart run after our live, and it was vast majority of dairy.
But it's one of those that, I mean, it's just like any animal, y'all. You've got to have the time to dedicate to it, and
right now it's tough.
Yeah, I mean, just as soon as we get them into a nice solid routine of what's going on, then we end up taking off, you know, and we know that we've got other trips coming up. And it'll be, I think, a little more convenient with Aunt Swami being here to kind of maintain the routine. Because Jake and Jenna do a great job while we're gone. But the routine and schedule of, you know, like, it's not that they're doing it wrong, but they're just not doing it the way that we're doing it. So it ends up offsetting the routine.
Just a little bit, yeah. But even now, because, spoiler alert, Aunt Swami got a job already.
Yeah.
So she starts today.
Wasted no time with that, y'all.
No.
But we knew. I mean, that was something she looked right away. And actually, we'd had that conversation because she was working up north and she was hoping, hey, I can just transfer because that same store is down here. And she went in, talked to them. And at first, they were like, nah, we're not hiring. But then she's like, well, I have, you know, 2 years customer service. They said, oh, hold up. Wait a minute. Okay, hold on. So they made some other phone calls, and just right now the store doesn't have the hours available to let her work because she's only going to work part-time. It's not like she's working full-time, you know, because she can only work part-time, which is fine. I mean, something's always better than nothing, right? And so that didn't work out so great. So she was kind of like, ah, man, this sucks. What, you know, but
she hit the ground running shortly after, and
lo and behold, you know, and an opportunity just randomly popped up, and she's like, let me go check out this. And she went and did an interview, and boom, hired on the spot. Like, because she did the interview yesterday.
And they're like, can you start tomorrow?
Yeah, so they're like, hey, cool, be here at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. So she starts work today, and that's exciting. And you could see her uplifted, you know, because I mean, she has money coming in every month, but to have that supplement, you know, because that's basically why she worked up north, was to have that supplement. Like, what she gets in every month is enough to pay her necessity bills, but then if she wants to do anything above and beyond that, you know, and of course she's limited as to how much she can make, and you know, so it worked out. I mean, it's a matter of, you know, that patience of, you know, patience but persistence. You know, if you really want something, like, it's gonna come along, but sometimes it just takes a few extra steps, or maybe it's a slightly different approach. But yeah, and you know, so she's gonna be doing that, which is good. You know, it allows her, kind of gives her a reason to get up in the mornings, you know, to get going, because we've even found that was hard. Like when we snowbirded was, I mean, you were always up early no matter what, but if you don't have a mission for the day, it is hard to get up and like hit the ground running. Like, next thing you know, it's noon because you're still trying to get your motor going. And what project do you want to do? I think we wore her out
because like midway through the day, she'd be like, Tara, take a rest, sit down. I'm like, what's that?
Yeah. You
know, like, because when I'm not outside working, I have domestics to do. So even when we would come in for breaks, I can't sit. I've got laundry, I've got dishes, I've got food prep, I've got this, that, and the other, and so I think we wore her out. And because we would tell her multiple times, like, don't feel like you have to keep up with us.
Well, and it's, you know, there's kind of two factors. Was, you know, like, she worked up north, plus, you know, was taking care of her domestic stuff at home, but not at the pace that we're doing it here. And it is a whole lot hotter, and it's been a lot of years since she's lived in the South to experience this heat and humidity. You know, so there's a transition. Plus it's a new place, and you know, there's so many different factors. Y'all have moved before, you understand what's going on, and so to get that, you know, going. But I was just super proud that yesterday, since she's got here, like, she drove herself in, obviously, right? But she hadn't drove anywhere because, I mean, normally
she's with us.
Yeah, normally she just ride with us, but she had that interview and stuff yesterday, so she's like, well, I'm gonna find my way into town and back, and she did. She made it there, made it back, and even found a couple stores that she wanted to do. So, you know, new area, and having multiple ways once you get into town as to where you want to go and what you want to do, always adds a different element to it. I mean, even though town isn't very huge, nothing more than what she moved away from, but it's different. You know, layouts are different, store locations, that kind of stuff. So, but super excited and super proud that she was able to get into something
and secure that for her.
And we're still working out final details of her shouse. There's a lot of factors involved in that, and
she sets the pace for all of it. So and of course other things set the pace for it. And so once you sit back and have a chance to digest all of it, then you can start putting things into place and start making those plans. And so that's kind of what we've done this last week, is now that we know this, that, and the other, we're able to kind of put into place the plans to start executing that.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yeah, and I mean, it's nothing new. You guys are so used to our random scatterbrainness, and hey, we thought you're going in this direction, and we throw you a 180 and we're going the other direction, and but that's just, it's how it works. And
ooh, what did it just do? Did you see that?
I didn't.
It just did a thing. The camera moved on its own. You didn't see that?
No.
Did y'all see that?
And it's poltergeist.
That was strange. I'm gonna have to look at that when we go to pull this in.
No, there's no hand wave motion. Like, go that.
Maybe my eyeballs did a thing. I don't know. I'm gonna have to go back and look. That was creepy.
What's in that coffee,
It's
lady?
strictly just coffee and half, like it is every day.
So
You're the one that likes campfire coffees.
oh, campfire coffee. That's amazing stuff.
Yeah. Well, we
Start having that
better
for
get
breakfast.
to work. Well, I can start. You smell that cinnamon?
I know what's in that package, and I'm excited about it. But
And I'm doing a cream
it's
cheese
not ready
icing.
I'm
That'll
gonna
be our
500
mid-morning
pounds.
dessert.
So, all right, guys. Yeah, we've got to get going. We appreciate you listening to our babbling and rambling, and just our morning chat.
Just our stuff.
And we appreciate that. We look through the comments, and you guys are enjoying it, and we appreciate that because you could very well be like, "Hey, shut up and do work," or anything like that. But you guys aren't. You guys are amazing, and we appreciate you for that. So, with that note,
We're gonna shut up and do work.
Yeah, we're gonna shut up and do work. All right, guys.
Peace out.
We'll see you.